Good luck today, Ty.
All right, now. Profits Week 8.
In a world full of uncertainty, there's
One thing I know certainly that people talk, yeah.
Don't take nothing personally, cause
No one out there hurting me.
people
Talk, yeah.
A world full of uncertainty. There's one thing I know certainly.
that people talk.
People talk,
Don't
yeah.
take nothing personally, cause
No one's out here hurting me.
People talk, yeah.
What are they doing?
They're talking. All right, Ty.
Just like it.
Like a track meet.
This episode is the one where we get back on track. And you know what it is?
What is it this time?
I'm gonna let you take the storm here. What do we got here? Hard copies, right?
We are going pen to paper this week.
Yep.
Enough technology, enough overthinking, enough diving into the numbers, running the models. No. Get back to what works.
Yep.
That's our brains. It's the best model we have.
Pen and paper.
You show me the lines. I don't need anything else. My brain, pen to paper. This will hold a 3-0 record this week, this book right here.
Yep. And you're calling that, and I believe that 1,000%, and I believe mine are 3-0 as well. We'll go 6-0 on the podcast picks. You know, what this country was built on? Pen and paper.
Pen and paper. Let me name a couple things.
Yeah. Can you?
Declaration of Independence.
Pen and paper.
Pen and paper.
Yep. I would
Bill of
imagine
Rights.
Bill of Rights. I would imagine the best books, some of the best books in history.
Shakespeare, he had to be pen and paper.
Shakespearean, yep. Well, you know, we're a lot of phones these days. We're so buried in our phones, you know.
We are.
Do we even look up, you know, these things on our laptops anymore? We're looking up things on our phones. We don't even use laptops anymore. You know, let's move away from the screens. Pen and paper it is. Big, giving us big karma, big shit this week. Let's love it. Let's do it. 6-0 for us today. Ty, let's manifest it. Let's get out of the hole.
Love this switch up by us. And as the listeners, I know you'll love it too. Let's reflect on things. So through 6 weeks, we were 6-0 winning weeks. Week 7, first losing week. Last week, 3-3, even. I mean, lost some juice potentially on where you put your weight, but so that puts us at 6-1-1.
Yeah.
That is 6-1-1 is unacceptable in our eyes.
Yeah.
So that's why we made the change.
You know, that's the thing. And we said at the beginning of the podcast, we will always be reevaluating our system, our bets, our plays. Why didn't they hit? Where were we wrong and where were we right? Ty, you know, we, at the end of the day, this podcast has still been very profitable. If you took every pick that we've put up on this podcast, you will have won a lot of money.
A lot.
With that being said, we are currently reevaluating our system. Listeners at home, we believe we can be better. And this is the first step with that.
Yeah, I want to, you know, paint the picture. We came in week 1. Week 1, I think I went 5-1, something like that. First bunch of weeks, you weren't losing anything. You were hot yourself.
Yep.
And you don't have numbers to look back on in the early weeks. You, in the words of Nicholas Marvin Bierenbaum,
Yeah.
you trust your guts.
Yeah.
You see lines. You use your model up here, pen to paper. That's what you're doing early weeks. I think, speaking for myself, got a little cute. I was looking at things, what are defenses and offenses getting rated? You know, is this a good matchup? Is it not? I was looking into the numbers of it. Now my eyes will tell me if it's the right matchup.
You're trusting
My
your gut.
gut
Yep,
will tell
yep.
me if it's the right matchup. I will identify key players, and I will hit my bets now, and we're back.
Yeah. Yep. And I think another lesson for the listeners, even the best professional bettors in the world, if you look at their charts over time, because their charts are public, so the x-axis is time and the y-axis is profits. It's not like a straight shot up, right?
Nope.
It's one of these, you know, it's like just a good stock, you know? And so we started here. We are now just like, honestly, a tiny little dip. It really hasn't been that much.
No.
And from here, we keep running up the uptrends. The biggest thing about this podcast, if we had one, our highs are going to be higher and our lows are going to be higher as well. Guess what? We're moving in that direction. Let's keep it rolling.
Let's keep it rolling. reflecting back on week 7, Than, I'm going to give you the spotlight here because you have something to be happy about.
Yeah, I'm the happiest guy in this building right now. Very happy. I love being happy, and currently I am. Mainly because I have the hottest team in the NFL. I'm a Bears fan, as the listeners know. Justin Fields is kind of elite. Okay. He's kind of elite. There's no one in the... Okay, there's 5 players in the whole NFL. There's 5 quarterbacks in the whole NFL that can escape a pocket like Justin Fields can. That's Lamar Jackson. That's Kyler Murray. That's Josh Allen. Jalen Hurts. And I think I'm missing like a very mobile
Mahomes?
quarterback. No.
I mean, he's...
Is there anyone else better, like mobile-wise? Lamar and Kyler are probably the most mobile. Josh Allen is incredibly athletic. Justin Fields might be missing one. However, that list, you can't argue with like running ability. Like with those guys, he's escaping pockets, and as he was doing this all year, but really, finally, the Bears put together a full game. The defense looked good. The defense got turnovers. Jaquan Brisker and Eddie Jackson are two. That safety duo is freaking money. We still got to do a little bit of work on the backside corner, but Jalen Johnson's good. We just traded away.
Roquan.
No, we did not trade away. Roquan.
Sorry,
I'm
Robert Quinn.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks. My mind went blank. For a 4th rounder. And Ty, I'm not saying we're gonna go win a Super Bowl now, but with that being said, our cap space next year is the highest in the NFL by like a large margin. If you look right now at like the upcoming year's cap space, I saw a tweet before this trade, so I don't know exactly what it's at now, and I think we freed up cap space with that trade, that Robert Quinn trade. We're at 115 million, and the next highest was like in the 60 million. Like we have a filthy amount of money to spend, and we're gonna go out and we're gonna get Justin Fields some help. And next year, I'll say it right now, the Bears are gonna win the NFC North.
All right.
Well, the Packers sure aren't.
No, I do. I think I mean, the money's obviously huge because you sure as hell didn't draft many weapons that are provided that way. So
No.
your backfield is good. You need to go get an offensive line,
Yep.
and you need to get some receivers. And yeah, I think it kind of in some sort of path works out in a way that it gets him one more year for sure. You're looking at Justin Fields. You want to see some stuff this year, and next year is really when your judgment will be made. I think that's very fair to say. With that being said, this is considered a quarterback-heavy draft, and all the mocks I see have him taking another quarterback. What are your thoughts on that?
That won't be happening anymore after Justin Fields went into Foxborough. Justin Fields went into Foxborough, and he was the best player on the field all night, and it wasn't even close. We had a chance to score 40 in Foxborough. We didn't. We did the QB kneel at the 3-yard line at the end of the game. We could have scored all class out of us. We don't need 40. It's something we do a lot, so we didn't need it. With that being said,
When's the last time that happened?
Training camp this year. Anyway, yeah, Bears are looking good. The Bears run game, statistically, like both running backs, if you combine them and then just like our run game period with Justin Fields, it's the best in the NFL, like statistically. So that's pretty sick. And that's been opening things up for Justin. I can't be more excited for the future. We have a lot of tough games coming up, to be honest with you. But I am feeling happy about my personal bet that I did not say on this podcast of Bears over 6.5 wins.
Yeah, the Packers' schedule gets tough as well, which is why the 3 cupcakes we just lost in a row is pretty tough.
Yep.
As far as the Packers for next year, a lot of rumors Aaron Rodgers is going to be gone. I don't care about these rumors. I legitimately, and this will maybe be identified and talked about a little more on the blind side, but I do not care about the Rodgers drama.
Can you tell me where you're at with Rodgers?
I do still like Rodgers. I still believe in him to be fine. I don't have a problem with him. I can completely understand why people who aren't a fan of the Packers and are outside the division, like looking more objectively at the situation, could see or take what he does and think he's an asshole and all that. I completely understand that. I'm so neutral on him, and I just don't care. I don't care what people say. I know it'll probably get to a point when he's not the quarterback anymore where it's going to be tough for a little bit.
Yeah.
But been spoiled my whole life with quarterback play. And if he wants to retire, go ahead, because decent amount of finger pointing going on, which I talked about last week, and he's doing it some more, where at some point it's like, when do you get to say you need to be better? Because he's on the Pat McAfee show and said that this is his quarterback coach graded this his best game.
What?
Yeah, it's like, okay, congrats. Like, your quarterback's coach graded this your best game, and then he's saying that other people need to step it up, reduce playing time. I don't necessarily disagree with. Figure it out. I think that a lot needs to be played with. I think it's pathetic that like every throw doesn't even cross the line of scrimmage. It's a ridiculous offense to watch. With that being said, I think a trade will get made for a wide receiver. I'm excited for that. I really want it to be Claypool. Those in my circle know I had him on my big board in the draft that year, saying he'd be the best receiver in the class. Is that the case? No. If he came to Green Bay and played with Aaron Rodgers, would that help? Yes. So still some optimism. I think the line this week going to Buffalo is 10.5. And
Wow.
the first time Aaron Rodgers has been more than a 10-point dog.
That's wild.
I was trying to figure out which side of this line I think is the trap more than the other. And the way my thinking went, the Packers, everyone's turned on the Packers. Now it's not like, if it would have been 10.5-point dogs after losing to the Giants, people would be smashing the Packers. But they lost the Giants and the Jets, then the Commanders. It's public how bad they're doing. So I don't think people see Green Bay as what they once were. I think everyone's really liking to hate them right now. So that would lead the public to go Buffalo. It's also in Buffalo. So I really think the public is going to be on Buffalo for this pick. What I like in this game is probably the under. I don't, if there's a side to be played there, but one of our loyal listeners has his Mortis lock as Packers plus 10.5 this week, and he may or may not be calling in next week. So we'll see how that plays out, and that can be something we talk about next week. I think you are in a better spot than me optimism-wise, because we are kind of seeing opposites. Like, the graphs are going the other way.
Yep.
Packers have been way up here for a while. We're starting to go here. You're starting to turn it up.
Yeah.
That can be fun. So it was a great win, and we'll see what happens in Buffalo.
Yep. I want to talk about the line, but I have a problem with something that Aaron Rodgers said.
All right. What is it?
Aaron Rodgers goes on the Pat McAfee show and he says that his quarterback coach said it was his best game ever.
He graded it his best game. No, not
Of the season.
not
Of the season.
yeah.
Of the season.
Yep.
If you're every Packer fan that I know has always said my whole life that Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback to ever play the game. If you're the best quarterback ever, are you really going on shows saying like, my quarterback coach said it was the best game ever? Like, bro, you're supposed to be if you really are the GOAT of the best quarterback ever, you better not be doing this shit like losing to 3 straight bum teams. The Giants are turning out to be pretty good. However, you can't be losing the command. You just got out-dueled by Heineke? You just got beat by Heineke? Like, it was my best game of the season. Shut up, Aaron Rodgers. Start taking some blame. Guess what? This is a quarterback-driven league. Every team, especially the Packers, have always been quarterback-driven. I get your defense hasn't been helping you, but at the same time, you gotta straight up say, like, Justin Fields, he goes in front of the press and says, like, I have to be better. I don't think Aaron Rodgers has ever been like, yeah, I need to start being better. Like, has he said that at least this year?
He has said that he needs to be better, but it is often surrounded by comments that are like what we were just talking about. I'd like to see Aaron Rodgers turn a little Brett Favre here. I'd like to just sling the ball around. Throw some picks. Let's have some fun. Give us something to get excited about. Let your wide receivers try and make a play. The game you're watching with the Bears, Zappe came in. Zappe's the best. He is Brett Favre Jr. I mean, he's shorter, but he just chucks the ball around and he go make a play. Like, Is it always the smartest? No, but it's a fun brand of football to watch.
Yeah.
Right now, the Packers brand of football is not fun to watch.
No. That 10.5 line for the Bills is interesting to me because the Packers have not put on film really since the last 3 weeks. They've put on film like they're like a bottom 3 team the last 3 weeks. They're pitiful. But you have to think one of these weeks they are going to come out and play well, and it's just hard to know what week that's going to be. Like they could get blown up by 30, like with the way they're playing. But they also still have Aaron Rodgers, who will always, you can't really count him out. You can bet against him right now, but you can't count him out.
What really makes me trying to pull biases, I don't know that I'm going to touch the game because I hate having any action on Packer games. I don't like it. What has me thinking under and Packers was when I was looking at lines for this is the quarterback passing yard lines. Josh Allen is rarely under 300 yards, his over under, and it's in like the 290s. I think they're begging you to take that over. I really think that that's kind of telling you it's going to go under and it's going to be a different style game.
Yeah.
Reverse side, Aaron Rodgers is in the 240s. Past few weeks, he's been in the 220s. So I think it's interesting where they're putting it at right now. They're begging you to take Rodgers under and Allen's over. It just kind of is scheming that way to me that, I don't know, it's going to be a closer game and I like the under, but again, don't think I'm really going to touch it much. All I want to see is them commit to running the ball more too, because first possession against the Commanders, Aaron Jones touched the ball like 7 times, and the rest of the game he maybe touched it like 7 times. He still had 2 touchdowns, but it just needs to be, it can't be just given up on so quickly because it's a huge part of the offense. Aaron Jones is up there in yards per carry, but he just doesn't get any carries, so I think that's kind of all I got for the Packer. Right?
Yeah. But yeah, my last comment on the Packers is I think there was a stat that came on the TV on Sunday that said the Packers are like 32-2 when Aaron Jones gets over like X amount of carries, and it's like don't coaches see that? Like I get like if you just hand Aaron Jones the ball like X amount of times, it doesn't automatically win you the game. But that shows something that like if you give this dude the ball, he's gonna make things happen. I don't really understand why they don't give him the ball more. But I'm not mad about it because I hate the Packers. So yeah,
interesting season ahead. The fact that they're both 3-3 is ridiculous. I would, if you would ask me that preseason, I would have laughed you out of the room. I would have thought that was a big joke,
especially with the schedule that you guys have.
Yeah, it's been interesting, but we'll see. I'm excited for Sunday night. Packer fans are in for an interesting season, but I talked about last week. I'm kind of excited about it because I won't be excited if it's the next like 10 years, but I'm excited to see a different side of it where it's not run the regular season and then lose right away.
Yep.
Maybe it's scrap to get to the playoffs, and then it's like, who the hell knows what happens?
Yeah, well, that's scary because actually, Ty, I don't know if you've monitored this, but their Super Bowl odds to start the year, they were like at plus 1,000. 1,000. They've since dipped all the way down. Like, I'm going to pull it up right now. They're at like plus 3,000 right now to win the Super Bowl. And it's like, dang, I feel like they have been so bad that I'm like, well, maybe I wouldn't touch that. And I would never put my own money on this because I'm a fan of the Bears, obviously. But with that being said, if you're a Packer fan, I'm like, this is the time to hit that, right? Like if you were looking at this line, okay, here they are. The Packers are plus 3,000. Other teams that are plus 3,000. Chargers, Rams, and Dolphins. Okay. And then the next team, Bengals at plus 2,200. Baltimore at plus 1,800. With them at plus 1,800 is the Cowboys. Minnesota Vikings at plus 1,600. The sixth, they're sixth.
That would be the worst bet you could ever place.
Sorry, Purdy. 49ers at plus 1,500. Honestly, 49ers, they're just a tough team to beat in the playoffs, so respect that. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that's a Brady bet. That's all that is.
They're still that high?
They're plus 1,500. They are fourth in the odds to win the Super Bowl.
That's a fucking joke. Actually, that's a joke. You cannot drop the Packers at 3,000 and with some logic still keep Tampa at that number.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I think the reason that is because Tampa at least still has weapons. Like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Like Rodgers doesn't have weapons, but
I don't
he
see.
does.
I don't see how that's almost worse for Tampa. What's their excuse? They're horrible. They lost to what we talked about with Beer on the Pod as the unanimous worst team in the league.
I can't believe they
got
lost.
routed.
Yeah. I mean, we can move right into that with your. We got to talk about your hat quick. Roughnecks. Yeah, Ty. I'll just do the bragging for you.
Yeah.
So PJ Walker went into the game against Tom Brady on Sunday and took it to them. They won by multiple scores. PJ Walker, for you guys don't know, 2 years ago during COVID, he was playing for an XFL team called the
Houston Roughnecks, QB1.
Houston Roughnecks. He was the QB1 for them in the XFL since that league has been demolished.
Yep.
But he found his way because of his performance in the XFL for the Roughnecks that Ty's had he found his way onto the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, their QB situation, now he's the starter. And Baker Mayfield goes in, or PJ Walker goes in and beats Tom Brady on a noon game on a Sunday. He's an ex-XFL, ex-Houston Roughneck, who at the time when the XFL was coming out, that was me and Ty's favorite team. We both got the hat. And we still have the hats. So we're just pumped about the PJ Walker win. I cannot believe the Panthers beat them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that was insane.
That's the worst team. That's the worst roster in the NFL. And beating a Super Bowl, like a contender, technically.
What rounds out the next three for us?
Chiefs are at plus 700.
Okay.
Eagles plus 500.
Okay.
And Bills at plus 250. Bills are plus 250. Like, that is a heavy.
Yeah, that's also a horrible bet. You can't take that at this point of the year.
You're taking that at the height of its odds. You're like, that will never be up below plus 200.
You might as well wait until after week 18, right before the playoffs, and know that they're going with a healthy quarterback and a healthy team.
Yep.
And then probably get it at maybe plus 200 at like the worst.
Yep. Talk about the NFC. I thought the NFC was kind of deep to start the year. Right now it's Eagles at plus 190 to come out of the NFC. Then you got Niners. And then the third are the Vikings. And then it's Buccaneers and Cowboys. I would almost take the Cowboys over the Vikings and the Buccaneers at this point. But Dak just got back. Dak's kind of been booty cheeks.
Ass.
Dak was booty cheeks last week. Sorry, Joey.
Greatly apologize to everyone. That Michael Gallup play, we have a friend who claims to be a Lions fan and didn't text me back and should have been watching this game. I need to know the report. I couldn't watch the game because I was locked in on a different big play for us.
Yeah, big play.
This dude had 0 catches on 2 targets. Dak Prescott, can you be competent, please? I didn't get to watch this game, but what? Seriously,
I'm pretty
I do
sure.
not understand how they don't have any sort of pass attack with this guy. We'll let the excuse go on Tampa week 1. What just happened against the Lions, who are like the worst pass defense in the league?
Yeah, dude. That I was following because I was playing Dak against me in fantasy, and for a long time, Dak had at half, he damn near had 3 points. I was like, yes, but also, what the fuck's going on with Dak?
That pissed me off.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's all Gallup. I would say I'd actually blame the majority of that on Dak, but something's up with that. Also, Zeke might be out this week. Zeke didn't practice today.
Dude, you know who's a great receiver is Noah Brown or whatever his name is?
He kind of has some youth to him, yeah.
He looks phenomenal, but I could not believe that. 0 yards. Greatly apologize. I gave that out. I said take the over at whatever it gets placed at, and it was placed at 51.5 or something. 0 yards. I could not believe that.
Yep.
Yeah, NFC picture. You run me through that. I would never take Eagles just because of the price, plus 190. 2 is Tampa. I'm not touching them. I think they're terrible. I'm not touching the Vikings. So who's at 4?
4 is, it's not loading. It's the Buccaneers.
Who is 2 then?
Niners.
At what price?
Plus 650. The Eagles look really good.
Who's 5?
That's the Cowboys, Rams. So it goes
No, not the Rams.
Eagles, Niners, Vikings, Bucks, Cowboys 5, Rams 6, Packers 7, Giants 8 if you care.
Wow, NFC is bad.
NFC has had a bad start to the year.
I mean, I wouldn't want to take any of those teams, but they have to play each other. I mean,
That's why the Eagles are plus 190 because the Eagles have a very talented roster. Let's get into can we get into my coach of the year pick?
yeah, talk about that.
Okay, fans, this is not a lock because it's not a weekly pick, but I need you guys taking a future. This is a 4-unit play for me. I put it down. I texted Ty immediately. I was looking at the odds. So, coach of the year, Nick Sirianni, Eagles head coach, is number 1 at plus 125 right now. The next best odds is plus 250, and that's Brian Daboll, the coach of the Giants. Those two teams both playing the NFC East. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up, and the third guy is coach of the year. The third guy is Robert Saleh at plus 1,000. So right now Vegas is saying it's gonna be Sirianni or it's gonna be Brian Daboll. Okay, and I'm thinking, how could you possibly give it to the guy who gets second place in the NFC East? Whoever wins the NFC East out of Sirianni and Daboll should be getting that award. It's unless Saleh takes this team like for basically, and I don't know if they will, but the Jets aren't going to outscore and outbeat the Eagles and the Giants. So basically, the play here is Sirianni or is it Daboll? And I'm thinking, okay, who's going to win the NFC East? I get the Giants have been balling out, but let's go look at the odds for the NFC East. The Eagles are minus 400 to win the NFC East. Minus 400. That's a very, very, very heavy favorite. You got to put $400 down to win 100 on that. Okay. Sirianni to win coach of the year is plus 125. My play here, 4-unit play, take Sirianni. I know he's the front runner. I still see a ton of value in plus 125 for Nick Sirianni. Listeners, take it. I know it's a future, but sometimes futures are fun because you can sweat it out the whole year. It's a 4-unit play for me. I believe heavily in it right now, and I hope you guys do too. If you like my logic, go ahead and take it.
Here's 2 things I like about that pick. One, I think the Giants are overperforming, but it's incredibly impressive. That's credit to the coach, but they should finish third, not even second. They should probably finish third.
Yeah, the Cowboys.
So I agree with your logic there. Third place in the division, you probably can't give that to him. I see him being coach of the year probably like next year. That could be a great play next year. I bet he's the favorite this offseason, Daboll.
Daboll, yeah.
Other one being Twitter's going to really, I think, get behind Sirianni, because if you watch some of the stuff he does on the sideline, what was it, a week or 2 ago when he was like yelling at a player like
on the other sideline,
like
an
the fuck out of here, or whatever he said, like people like that. I think they're gonna like the fire for this year because the Eagles are gonna be a good story. Their schedule's really weak, good chance of being only like a 1-loss team. And obviously a 1-loss team, that's the coach of the year. So yeah, I think it's a good play. I support it. I like the find by you, Danny Profits.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a big time play. I myself am very excited about the Breece Hall injury.
You're loving the torn ACL.
And next, we just need Kenneth Walker to go down with something. And then after that, Damian Pierce. And my Olave pick looks pretty good.
Your Olave, I was actually just thinking about your Olave pick. Kenneth Walker is the current favorite to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I need him to go down.
Yeah, you need him to go down. I think can we like make that happen indirectly? Like
probably
we use our contacts in the league because we have a decent amount of those.
Yep.
On the addition to that, bomb threat, we can always just go bomb threat.
True, could go bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
But now I just said it on YouTube, so
yeah, good point. We'll have to. That'll be a wait and see game. But Olave is actually killing it. Rookie of the years have been wide receiver the past bunch of years. His target numbers are insane. His usage rate's insane. He's having a great year. My other pick to look back on, Dolphins to win the division. Tua stays healthy. I still like the pick. Tua wasn't able to stay healthy. Yeah. He, had trauma, all that sort of deal. So that's not looking too great. So I'm looking for something to get behind. And why not a little coach of the year, huh?
Yeah, we could be Eagles fans.
All right. Are we ready for the blind side?
Yeah, I think it's time for the blind side.
Blind side.
That sounded different this week. Just a little bit.
Did sound a little different.
Yeah.
That's right.
Nope.
That was kind of sick. Kind of sounds like we're in a cave.
All right.
All right.
You mentioned something earlier that kind of was tickling the line of the blind side.
Oh boy.
But I don't want it to be for division rivals. My blindside question is 3 major sports. We're not counting hockey. Who gives a fuck?
Yep.
All your favorite teams, at what price would you see your favorite team in a World Series, NBA championship, Super Bowl, and not mind if they lost? So what I'm saying is you preseason were like all over the, let's say the Bills are obviously let's go Chiefs. Chiefs weren't as high. Let's say preseason Chiefs, I don't know what they were. Let's say it was like plus 700. You put down $200 to win $1,400 on them winning the Super Bowl. Now the Bears are against them in the Super Bowl. So you either get your team to win or you get $1,400.
Yeah.
So I want to know the price for the 3 different ones where it's like, I don't mind if they lose.
So I don't mind if they lose. Yep. To be honest, so I would tweak it in a way where I would hedge it first off, so I don't have to. But that's not the blind side, right?
Nope. You got basically the money that's on the other side.
Okay. Well, the answer pre-2016 would have been like the Cubs would have been the highest price because my whole life, like baseball in my family, my extended family has been the biggest sport. And like we'll always say we bleed Cubby blue. And so like my family's just such a baseball family. We have like champagne bottles in the basement that we like would just put there. And the thing was like, you can't open those until the Cubs win the World Series, and they've been there for a while.
Yep.
And like, so yeah, the Cubby blue in my family runs deep. They did just win one. They're my most recent championship. So with that being said, they're actually going to fall to the least. Do you want a specific like dollar amount on these?
Yeah, I want to know what tickets you're holding.
Yeah, so let's say that the Cubs are playing, whoever in the World Series. If I have a ticket on the Yankees to win, I would still be pissed if the Cubs lost at a price of probably like $800 or $900. For the Bulls,
so if you're holding 10-1, $100 to win 1,000,
yeah.
Cubs lost, you're all right.
I mean, my emotions would be like a little 50-50. Yeah. On 10 like $1,000, I'd be like, hey, I just want $1,000. It would hurt. Like it would hurt though. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't feel like genuinely good about it, but I would be like, yeah, okay, I just pocketed $1,000. Like that's pretty good. With that being said, let's move on to the Bulls. I've done a lot of supporting of the Bulls in the past year.
You have?
I'm very supportive of the current core we have as long as like Lonzo Ball's healthy, Zach LaVine's healthy. Like I think a healthy Bulls team is actually a really good team. And so I've done a lot of supporting of them. I haven't supported the Cubs as much. So I would say I've bought a lot more stock in the Bulls. And so therefore I would say that number for the Bulls is probably up to 2,000 or more. I want the Bulls to be good very bad. I want them to be good very bad.
NBA championship, you haven't seen them in one.
No, I haven't seen them in one. And everything I hear, because I do a lot of supporting of Zach LaVine, as you know, everything I hear is Zach LaVine can't even make the playoffs and like all this, all that about the playoffs. I'm like, he's been on the Timberwolves who were cheeks, and then the Bulls team that he inherited on was even cheekier. So guess what? All cheeks. And he was putting up like 28 points a game on 40% shooting from 3 and 50% from the field. Like he was 40, 50, 90. He shot just below 90, so he wasn't officially the 40, 50, 90 club. But he was like efficient and high volume for the Bulls, like in those early years. And I'm like, dude, you can't ask him to do much more. And he had nobody around him. You got to have people around you. I don't care how good you are. Like even Giannis needs guys around him. So I do a lot of supporting of the Bulls. That price I'm gonna say is up to $2,500. I would be still happy if I won $2,500 and the Bulls lost. With that being said, if I won $2,400 and the Bulls lost, not as happy.
I also want to add to the stipulation of this. It's not just winning, it's you're holding, we'll just say hypothetically you're holding 10-1 tickets. So if the Bulls do win, you're also losing $250. So does that raise you a little bit, or
If the Bulls do win, I lose $250. No.
So okay,
It's a swing. It's a swing of things. Like it's like, okay, if I lose $250, I've spent $250 on something in my life that I don't even use anymore. Like, not that $250 is nothing, but you know what I'm saying. Like, so I'm just gonna stick with it on that. And then the Bears, in my opinion, to win a Super Bowl is so tough. It's so tough to win a Super Bowl. And so to see Justin Fields through all the stuff he's been through as a Bear quarterback, like both physically, like he's gotten his ass beat in games because he has no O-line and he's just like battling for his life. All the hate that he's received saying that he's not the answer and all that. It would be so sick to see him. I would put that price to $3,500. I want him to win bad, like $3,500 worth bad. That'd be sick. And I love football. Like we all love football, and we love every sport, but football is like, yeah.
I think that's fair. I think when I was thinking about this, maybe I was putting too much emphasis on it.
Ty, can you just real quick? This is gonna be the first podcast ever bathroom break.
Oh, bathroom break. Yeah, I'll fill some time. Fill some time.
I'll be back in 1 minute.
All right. First ever podcast bathroom break. Danny Profits needs to take a leak. So, what are we going to talk about while he's gone? I guess I'll comment on the rant he just made. I love how my blind side turned into him defending Zach LaVine. I like Zach LaVine. I've made arguments for him being a pretty good player. I didn't ask about him. I asked about the ticket for the Bulls to win the championship, and it turned into us talking 40, 50, 90, him averaging 20 points a game or 28 points a game. That is what it is. If you've spent any time with Danny Profits, you've probably heard the conversation yourself on old Zach LaVine. Now, I guess I'll take this time to fill it with some Bucks talk. You'll notice what I have strategically placed over my right shoulder here. Giannis jersey. Bucks 3-0, undefeated, gonna go 82-0. Giannis winning MVP, back-to-back 40-point games as of the night of this recording. Best player in the NBA. I'm sure everyone agrees. If you agree, like. If you disagree, comment, and then like as well. Danny's back from the bathroom.
Yeah, thanks, Ty. I needed that really bad. I was over, under, gonna piss my pants in like 30 seconds. So
happy we could make that happen for you.
Yep.
So your prices, I believe you went 800, 900, 2,500, 3,500.
Yeah. Can we just round the Cubs up to 1,000?
We'll round them up to 1,000.
Yep.
My way was gonna be similar on the bottom. Packers 1,000.
Packers are 1,000.
Yep.
Even though you've already seen a Bucks championship recently.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to get a guy here to be the greatest of all time, and all anyone ever talks about is rings. Let's keep stacking his rings.
Yeah.
He's the best player I've ever watched. He's amazing. Giannis, GOAT, need the ring. So Packers are at $1,000. If the Packers lost the Super Bowl, I'd be pretty mad that day. I'd be pretty mad the next day. But if I had $1,000, I'd get over it even quicker. Even if I didn't make $1,000, I don't think it'd be impacting me too much like 2 days later, if I'm being completely honest. I've talked about it before. I like the Packers. That's my third ranked team in Wisconsin sports. 2 would be Bucks. I think when I thought about this earlier, I said $5,000.
Bucks to win.
Yeah, I think I'll drop it to 4. If they lost and I got $4,000, I'd be okay. Honestly, $3,000, I'd be pretty devastated.
Yeah.
So I'm putting that at 4. The Brewers legitimately has to be like $10,000.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. If
You would be happy winning $9,000.
If-
You would be mad.
I would very much appreciate the money. I would still be very, very, very mad for probably a month.
Yeah.
I would be. I mean, I was heartbroken when they lost the NLCS Game 7.
Yeah, yeah.
That one killed me. I would do anything for that. I would probably go to every World Series game. I'd probably go to every NLCS game. That's also a difference. Packers Super Bowl. Super Bowl is also great to watch at home. I think football is the worst game to go to, so I like watching that one at home. Bucks game, I can also probably get to a finals game or something. World Series game, I'm there. The Brewers winning a World Series, that's the number one thing I want to see now in life. I guess it's probably because I've seen the Packers and I've seen the Bucks. I really want to see the Brewers, and I think it's at $10,000.
I respect that. It's so true that like if they lost, you're gonna be upset regardless of the money. But it's like, at what point does it get to where you're like, okay, like I can handle this because I just won that much money. Like regardless, we're gonna be upset if our team loses.
Yeah.
Like we hold the fanhood high. Like we love our squads, but like there's a certain number. That's an interesting question. I've known the Brewers were your biggest fanhood. That's cool because I think a lot of people in Wisconsin, I think now with the Bucks being good, it might have changed a little bit. 5 years ago, even 95% of people would have said Packers.
I still think it's probably pretty much 95%. I think anyone like 30 years or older, I bet it's Packers.
Yes.
The Bucks fandom is certainly a younger thing, definitely younger professionals trying to get season tickets. A lot of people our age, it's NBA based. My dad watches the Bucks like a decent amount. He's into it. He watches the playoff games. He'll like watch it with friends and stuff like that. But I know plenty of people that are still like the old heads where it's like, I can't watch this brand of basketball.
Yeah, which
the
is
defense
dumb.
isn't being played, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So that certainly exists among a lot of people. And I bet a ton of people, probably 60 and above, I bet like they all hate the NBA and would
they don't even
die
watch.
to see the Packers win another. Brewers are very high for me. That, if I get 3 wishes, that would be one of the 3 for sure.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that's a good blindside.
I would be very curious. I think it's a conversation we should have with some friends where they would rank everything. I guess we don't even have to tie it necessarily to money, but I think that part of it kind of makes it interesting because, I mean, if someone goes even much higher than $10,000, like you could call them out and say you don't really believe you because it's a complete hypothetical. But if it's very serious, it's like, damn.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they didn't know the numbers that we already put down because like, I mean, now we're getting into so some of the listeners are our friends, but like Matt doesn't like love the Boston Red Sox. I could tell you that. Like he's not following every score. Like, and he would tell you that.
Matt's Packers won.
Yeah, Matt's Packers won, and like if you were to put it on a scale of 1 to 100, like he's probably like 80. He's putting like $80.
Oh, that's actually a way better way to do it. If you got
$100,
let's say you got 100 points, $100, whatever
Yeah.
you would, and you could allocate it to 3 different spots. How are you allocating?
Yeah.
Like the percentage of wanting to see that between 100, because it honestly for me would be like, it really, really would probably be 80 Brewers, 15 Bucks, and like 5 Packers. I think.
Really?
But that has to do with the recency of the Bucks. If the Bucks had not won one, it would be much, much closer. It'd probably be like 55, 60 Brewers, and then it'd be like 30, 35.
Yeah.
But them recently doing it. But I am serious about the major thing is the Giannis argument, because I
Yeah.
want to be able to keep bringing that up, because I do see what people say in the NBA, how he's not the most talented, he's not the most like smooth, or doesn't have the best bag, or whatever everyone says. You can't argue though with a dude who his numbers are absolutely insane. Again, 40 points back-to-back games. In the playoffs, he's always going to get you like 30 and 15 and probably get close to the triple-double on assists. He's a phenomenal defender. So it's just super cool to support someone like that. And then you were talking about before your Levine argument. It'd be great to have that argument on your side. That really helps you for someone that you've stand for a while. So I think it's interesting. And maybe we just text before the podcast comes out, ask people for their breakdown.
Yeah, or comments. Yeah, comment like on this video. Comment your you got 100 points to give to this current question that we're asking. Obviously, everyone that's listening probably has 3 teams. If you're not even if say you're not a baseball fan, then you give $0 to your baseball team, whatever. Yep. Just put it in the comments. See what we're just curious. Really, we're curious how all the points would lay out, especially the people that we know.
Yes, we'll be in the comments. Comments were very active last week. Really appreciated that. Shout out JB in the comments. He also won the opportunity from the Easter egg cornball. Did not hit because Michael Gallup didn't show up. I mean, another leg didn't hit either, but my God, Michael Gallup. But anyways, we move on to where these bad boys come.
Yep. This is our secret right here.
Yeah, this is what we got.
Yep.
So let's see here.
We needed this. We needed this bad. You ever seen the thumbing through? Yeah, let me thumb through all my notes. Let me thumb through these joints here. Yeah, yep. Oh, okay. 45 and a half minus 116.
But my head's telling me.
Yeah, my head's telling me. I see value in that. Oh, but he just got injured. Okay, interesting.
I gotta think about. They did just trade him away.
Interesting.
All right.
I feel like I think we're onto something here.
Yeah, we're onto something. I have dialed in on my 3. I paged through this.
Yeah, you have
my 3 here.
75, 80 bets in there that you were okay. Good. So
I was eyeing them up. I wrote down every player prop I could find.
Yep.
As of Wednesday night. A lot of credit to us even on going this good. By the way, people. The lines on every player is not out there, not easy to find. Yeah. We scrap and find these lines, and we identify ones early. We don't get to see all the players.
Not always.
You're looking at this Sunday morning, you get to see way more than we see. We're picking from a smaller pool.
Updated
finding
lines.
Winners.
Yeah.
So, I think I'm going to start this one off with this one I have here on page 3 of my notebook. Are you familiar with the backfield going on over there in Atlanta?
Algier. Tyler Algier is running the ball a little bit, and Cordell Patterson has been injured, but I believe he's coming back.
He's not back yet. Tyler Algier's there.
Yep.
You familiar with the other one on this team?
I didn't know that there was another one that was getting action.
Neither did I, Than. Caleb Huntley under 38.5 rushing yards. Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Who is Caleb Huntley? Huntley, the only name that comes to mind is Huntley, the quarterback.
Yeah, who are you, Caleb Huntley?
Literally.
I don't know who you are.
Now, do you have who are you written down on that?
Yep, it's in my notes.
Yeah,
who are you, Caleb Huntley?
Who are you, Caleb Huntley?
38.5 rushing yards. Way, way, way too high for this guy. I don't know who you are. You're going to be playing against in probably the worst game that's going on this weekend in the Panthers against the Falcons, that divisional game. 20 points scored total in that game.
Wow.
Under 38.5 rushing yards. Again, I don't know who you are. That is too many rushing yards for you under.
For a jabroni, for a guy we don't even know.
How's that for the first pick out of the book?
Yep. I love it.
Pretty good. Pretty good. What do you got?
First pick out of we'll call this the notepad. The pads got me at a combo. I was thumbing through it. First pick. I believe I've taken this guy definitely once, possibly twice. So this could be the third time. I just forget how many times I've taken him. But you're going to love it. I already know you will. Tyreek Hill over 81.5 yards.
Had that one in the book.
Yeah. Yep. And so we feel the same about this one. Tyreek Hill, it just seems like he hits us over like every week that we think, like even the weeks that we don't take it, it just hits. Tua Tagovailoa, I actually like him this week as well. If you're looking for a random Sunday play, just take his pass yards. But a product of that is going to be Tyreek Hill. I don't like choosing Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill, but Jalen Waddle's line felt a little high to me. Tyreek Hill, I got him closer to 100 in my estimation. So over 81.5 is good. I like this all the way up to 84.5, 85.5 is probably my limit on that. But yeah, Ty, first one on the pad here, the pen and paper. I got the Tyreek Hill combo over 81.5 yards.
I think, gun to my head, one receiver that I have to take his over on every week, I'd probably pick Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, it's like Mahomes passing yards or it's Curry threes. I mean, it's just hitting a lot.
Yep. Great pick, Dan. I'm really liking what we're finding in our,
Yeah.
ads here.
Let me just
Now, this one, a little further back in the notebook. I must have identified this one a little later, but it really stood out to me when I paged through. A guy who you had as a lock last week, Christian Kirk. Under 50 and a half receiving yards.
You're going under.
Under.
What are the vibes on this? Why?
Who did I text you are the two best corners in the league?
Trevon. Trevon Diggs and Patrick Surtain and Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, Patrick Surtain. Yeah.
Christian Kirk is going against Patrick Surtain.
Ooh.
I think he's going to match up with them. I don't see him doing much. Also, we're just using our models in our brains now. Jags are dead to me after last week.
Yeah.
So under. You all suck. You're terrible. You traded away a friend of the program.
Yep.
Christian Kirk under 50 and a half yards. I love how low it is too. I love it.
What's the line?
50 and a half.
Wow.
That's so low for him.
Yeah, that's
and
so
it's
low
going to
for
go
him.
even lower.
Vegas is screaming, yeah, get this while you
Under.
can. Get this while you can. There's a chance it leaks all the way down into the 30s.
There's a real chance of that. And
Yeah.
let me tell you something else, listeners. I've seen the complaints in the comments. I've read all the fan mail you guys are sending to my house. Oh, your lines are always off. You guys are giving the overs and it's always getting too high. Guess what? If this one goes up, you're getting under at 50 and a half is my value.
Yeah.
You'll probably be able to get this one at like 53 and a half.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Get it while you can. You just never know where the line's going to move. Under, I like to play, Ty. With that being said, let's just take a quick jab at the Jacksonville Jaguars as well. Our best friend is James Robinson, and they did him dirty. I actually was talking to Joey today. Joey is our best friend who is best friends with James. We're best friends with James. That's how that works. And he said, this is real. This is not, I'm not playing around. The Jags brought him in, the coach's staff brought him in and talked to him about like workload. They said to James that they're excited they're excited about his future as a Jaguar and that he was going to get more carries. Yeah. And then literally the next, they gave him no freaking carries. They gave him 0 carries. After 3 weeks this year, James Robinson was the 3rd ranked running back in fantasy football. After week 7 we just had, they trade him and give him 0 carries in week 7. I don't get it. I don't get
I'm having
it.
a lot of fun with the board here. I don't get it either.
Jacksonville,
I don't get it.
yeah.
Traded him away to the Jets. I mean, it's not like you're paying him too much. James, he was never paying for any of our dinners when we'd go out or anything, so he must not have been making that much.
No.
You couldn't have held on to him?
Oh, and he also just bought a house in Jacksonville.
Yeah, he did do that. It was a nice house too.
And they knew that. And then they probably knew that. So now he gets quick flighted up to New York and he leaves everything behind. Feel bad for him a little bit. I think like this week, I'm glad they're easing him in. I'm glad Saleh said, hey, we'll ease you in. But the Jacksonville Jaguars are officially dead to us. They did our friend dirty. And Christian Kirk under 50 and a half is the absolute play.
Cover a damn spread next time, please, Jacksonville.
That's another reason.
Started what, 2-0, and now they're 2-5 or some shit?
Yeah, they need to figure it out down there.
Horrendous.
Hurricane brain.
Hurricane brain, Than, deadbolt me.
Deadbolt. This one's shouting out to our first guest, Nick Birnbaum, because he's got him on his fantasy team. The Deadbolt. I've loved this guy, his action lately. He gets a lot of volume. Gone over 100 a couple times. Damian Pierce over 70 and a half rushing yards.
Dame Dollar.
Damian Pierce. I get he's not playing on the best team in the world. But with that being said, Davis Mills is a little bit of a struggle. They're kind of relying, that offense is starting to rely a little bit more on Damian Pierce. He gets a lot of touches. The O-line gets movement up front. A gap, B gap, doesn't matter what gap, he's hitting some type of gap. Damian Pierce over 70 and a half. I really like it. I got him up around 90. Did you have the one in your book?
Yeah, I actually was just about to pen down real quick. I did have that, and I wanted to add that you added as well. So give me a second.
Okay, yeah, yep.
Great pick, Than.
Yep.
Now, I wonder if it's caught on camera. You just said someone on our First Guest fantasy team, and I kind of gave you a look because my Mortis lock is a guy who's on
Mine?
that same guy, Beer's fantasy team.
Beer's fantasy team. Is it because Beer just traded somebody this week? He traded a couple guys. Is he new to Beer's team?
He's new to Beer's team as of like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, running back or wide receiver?
Wide receiver.
He
He was in a package with Christian Kirk, as a matter of fact.
Beer gave away Christian Kirk?
No, he got Christian Kirk and this player for Jamar Chase. Great trade, Beer. Jamar Chase only scored like 29 in the past 2 weeks.
That's tough. That's tough. I don't know. I can't figure it out.
Jacoby Myers.
Ooh, Jacoby Myers. Yeah.
You'll notice a theme. I think I may have texted you this one as well. Jacoby Myers under 48 and a half receiving yards. That's
Sorry,
three
Beer.
unders out of me this week. 3 unders. I texted you, Than.
Yeah.
No more Packers. What was the other thing I said?
No more
No more
overs.
Packers. No more. What was the other one? Rushing yard overs, maybe? Well, now I'm just going, and then I said no more overs altogether. We got 3 unders on my card this week.
Yep.
Jacoby Myers. Now, rewind.
We got a sound effect for that.
Tyler. Who is my favorite two? Than, who do I think are the best 2 corners in the league?
Patrick Surtain and Sauce Gardner.
Yep, Jacoby Myers is going against Sauce Gardner this week. Under 48 and a half receiving yards. Under. Than Mortis.
And okay. Yep. This Mortis is the Jacoby Myers. Actually, you just stole my Mortis because that was Jacoby Myers. Okay, so now I got to go to my next Mortis.
Sorry about that one.
Yep. No, that's okay.
I know we thought alike.
Yep. So that just emphasizes how great of a pick that was. So Ty, I have my Mortis sitting here, and I just want to give you some clues just to see if you can figure this one out. I'll give you a word. Mom.
You're talking about Zach Wilson.
Oh, yes, I am. That's all we need. All we need is mom. Lately,
I saw this line, and I am very curious which way you landed on.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you how I landed, but honestly, just before that, Ty, we talked about fall lately. We talked about fall a couple episodes ago, right? About how sweatshirt weather's coming up. Well, as you write in that notebook, make this note. Moms look good in fall.
Moms look real
There's
good.
this mom that looked really good today, and I thought that was a sign. And so this mom, I guess I just can't say too much with because this is going on YouTube, but that mother looked phenomenal today. I thought Zach Wilson, let me look at the Zach Wilson line. This line is freaking an insult to his arm. With that being said, you know that I'm going over on his pass yards. It's set low. It's set at 170. That's going to move up to 175. Like, I'll just tell you right now, it's not going to be at 170. So we're going to set it for the podcast at 175. Okay? Make that note. Zach Wilson over 175 passing yards. Garrett Wilson going to get a little bit more involved. And to be honest with you, James just got there, but Saleh already said in an interview that they're going to ease him into it. So their running back situation, they used to think Breece Hall was the best player in their offense, which he was. Breece Hall was the best player in that offense. Now, who's the best player in that offense? They're going to go back and they're going to start relying on the receivers a little bit more. Zach Wilson over 175. I got him closer to 220 yards. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Say mom, lover, 220 Mortis. That's all you need. 6 words, whatever that was.
So great pick, Than. I did write down that quote. Moms look good in fall.
Yep. They
Now, to run it back through, combo, Caleb Huntley under 30 and a half rushing yards. Who are you? Deadbolt, Christian Kirk under 50 and a half receiving yards. You're going to get blanketed. Mortis, Jacoby Myers under 48 and a half receiving yards. You're going to get blanketed.
Yep.
Than, he went combo.
Tyreek Hill.
Deadbolt.
I went Damian Pierce.
Mortis.
Mom.
That's it, folks.
That's it, folks.
That's what you're going to be getting from now on. Some quality content straight out of the brain. You're welcome for that one. And you guys should let me know what you think about this, because we might make this the podcast song, or what do you call
Intro.
it? Beat? Intro. Yep.
Intro.
So then, anything else for the people, or should I play them out?
Maybe play them out, but as it's playing it out, I just want to say that this book right here, I'm going to put it on eBay later, and it will be the price, the starting bid will be set at $50,000. With that being said, the buy it now price is going to be $150,000. Let me know if you're interested. If you seriously are, I will. We can talk. Maybe bring down the buy it now price just for a little bit if you're my friend. This book right here going for around $150. Ty, I don't know what you plan on doing with yours at all, but I know the value on this. Yep.
I'm gonna keep mine. I'm gonna keep mine for a little bit here, but they will have a chance to buy mine as well. Just so I have it in my notes, you had Tyreek Hill over what receiving?
Yep, 81.5.
And Pierce over what rushing?
70.5.
All right. Well, folks, thanks for listening to Profits Week 8.
I just like the vibe of this. Feels like a beer commercial. You should call that your betting Bible. Kind of looks like a pocket Bible.
I love it.
The old papyrus.
Hey, Than, you want to play 20 questions?
Yeah, you go first though.
All right. I'm thinking of something. Go ahead.
Moms.
No, ask me a question.
Oh, okay, that's how this works. Are you thinking of a noun?
Yes.
Is it a person?
Yes.
Okay. Christian Kirk under.
Close. No.
Sauce Gardner.
No.
Patrick Surtain.
No.
Zach Wilson.
No.
Moms.
No.
James Robinson.
I know you probably already forgot.
You're thinking of someone, and I'm close.
You're really close. He's a running back for the Atlanta Falcons.
Huntley. It's not Chase Huntley.
No.
Because that's a real human.
No.
I couldn't tell you this man's. Who is this guy?
Who is he?
I couldn't tell you, Ty. I something Huntley.
Nope. No. Under.
Yeah, under.
Till
Under to
next
the
week,
dude.
people.
Peace.